Hi, I'm Mark Gordon and I'm speaking to you today in the hope that you'll support my campaign to be the next parliamentary candidate for the Labour Party in Scarborough and Whitby. I'm a 49-year-old married father of two and I've lived in the constituency for 40 years. I'm well known in the area as a secondary school teacher and an active musician and a musical director. I'm passionate about inspiring young people to achieve their full potential. I run 2 community choirs, 2 youth orchestras and deliver youth music workshops at the SJT and YMCA. So, why should you choose me to be your candidate at the next general election? There are several reasons why I, and the many people who have encouraged me to stand, think that I would make a good candidate. Since Jeremy Corbyn became leader in 2015, the local membership has quadrupled. It's important that our candidate reflects the views of these new members. I've been passionate about politics all my life, from being the chair of Scarborough Youth CND when I was 14 years old and playing miners' benefit gigs as a teenage musician, to playing a leading role in the local anti-war movement in 2003 and more recently being involved in the anti-EDL protests. As I'm sure we all are, I'm outraged at the injustices and inequalities that exist in our society today, and my ambition to be the next Labour MP for Scarborough and Whitby stems from a desire to address those inequalities. We live in one of the richest countries in the world, and yet homelessness is on the rise. In the last 4 years, 400,000 children were plunged into poverty, along with 300,000 pensioners, and all this whilst those at the top of the pile continue to make vast profits. For the Chief Executive of Persimmon Homes to receive a £110 million bonus whilst children are going hungry and food bank use is on the rise is nothing short of obscene. The wealth gap between North and South continues to grow, and our local authority has been identified as the low-wage capital of the country. I don't believe in trickle-down economies. I believe in trickle-up. You know, people earn more, they have more to spend, and the economy thrives. And a living wage is the only fair and correct way to go about that. Social mobility is stagnant in this constituency, and our schools are chronically underfunded. Indeed, as a teacher, I despair at the state of the education system nationally, underfunded and under-resourced as it is by this Tory government. And locally, I know many excellent teachers who've left the profession altogether to the huge detriment of our young people's education. Like education, the NHS is under threat as never before, with thousands of deaths linked to cuts in healthcare. I'll campaign tirelessly for proper funding of our healthcare system and an end to creeping privatisation. We must have universal healthcare for all, on the basis of need, free at the point of use. I could go on and on about how we need change, both locally and nationally, about the damage that this Tory government and this Tory council are causing, about how we need to develop the transport and infrastructure of our towns, or about how nationalisation of our railways and public services is absolutely essential. And don't even get me started on the futurist or fracking. I'm not a career politician. I'm a member of this community, driven into politics through a passion for my community and a sense that enough is enough. I have no intention of standing in any other constituency. This is my home. I am a Corbyn supporter, and not because it's fashionable or politically convenient to be so. I've been a Corbynite since before the term existed. When I rejoined the Labour Party in September 2015, it didn't feel like I'd returned to the Labour Party. It felt, as I'm sure it did to many of you, it felt like the Labour Party had returned to us. I believe I have the skills, the leadership, creative and strategic skills necessary to unseat Robert Goodwill at the next general election. But I also believe that I am part of a movement, as are we all. If you vote for me, you'll be endorsing a candidate that has the right combination of honesty, integrity, passion and drive, backed up by a deep-seated and long-standing belief that we can work together to create a more just society. For the many, not the few.